Hey there. Going to talk about flying monkeys. What are they? What kind of issues do they cause for you? And any questions you have about it or anything else. So we're just going to jump right in and get started talking about the flying monkey and really how it affects you because I mean there's a lot of information out there about what they are. So let's talk about the kind of effect they have on you and if you're dealing with any, what's going on with you and how's that affecting you. So there's several kinds of flying monkeys, right? Basically, a flying monkey is anyone out there that does the bidding of a narcissist. Anyone out there that's doing the dirty deeds, so to speak, of spying, of checking up on you, gossiping about you, helping to smear you, ganging up in a group, like a group attack on you, helping to eh, cause problems, right? Stir the pot, get information to the narcissist that then is used against you. Anyone who does things like that, we call a flying monkey. And hey guys, how's it going? And they're, they can be innocent people. Okay. They can be people who are completely in the know, who are vicious and mean and out to get other people as well. They can be other narcissists. They can be to other toxic people with other personality disorders, or they can be completely innocent, sort of triangulated in innocently, such as your own children or a family member or a friend that is unknowingly giving information back to a narcissist or telling you information about the narcissist that then brings you back into the drama of that narcissist. So, um, for the type that are not the well-meaning people that get pulled in, it's kind of a different conversation, right? Because for people like that, there would be a different way of dealing with it. You would have to explain to them, hey, I don't want this person having information about me. I don't want to go into it. I don't want to talk about it. I just don't want anything to do with them. And I want it to be left alone. I've had a really hard time separating from them. And I don't want to talk about that stuff. I have people I can confide in, and let's just keep our relationship between us, right? You can say that to someone who's not toxic, right? But often, how do you know? How do you know? So dealing with flying monkeys really is tricky. It's almost trickier than dealing directly with the toxic person themselves, I think, because you don't really know who to trust. And I think for a lot of survivors, when they come out of these situations, they don't know who to trust anymore because flying monkeys are coming from all directions and suddenly the people that they used to trust they no longer can. I do not know why I'm on this camera and not my other camera, and I don't know if the audio is weird because I just noticed that I'm talking to my webcam but it's not on. So all right, if the audio is off, let me know and I will have to start over. But okay, you have an older sister who does all I mentioned on behalf of our oldest sister. I sound good? Okay. All aimed at me for several years. Ah, it's awful, Crystal. Yeah, I think my aunt and my mom are flying monkeys for my dad. Yep. And here's the thing, you got to remember when you're in a family in particular, you're in a narcissistic what did I call it? It's a narcissistic, it's like a web or a structure or a cult, some people call it, right? You're surrounded by the narcissist controlling everybody around them unknowingly. Like the people don't know, right? People don't know they're enablers. People don't know they are until they learn. They don't know that they're scapegoats half the time. They don't know that they might feel like one, but they don't know that that's an actual thing, right? And they don't know that by playing the role that the narcissist has prescribed for them and put them in, that they are perpetuating everybody else's role within the system. So it's like it's like narcissistic system. That's what I call it. Okay. Um, so so if the flying monkeys are coming at you, they're probably just playing their role and they don't even know it in that situation. So, but let's talk a little bit more about the flying monkeys that are more toxic, the ones that are enjoying the drama, the harem that sits around the narcissist and comes after people, the people in communities who believe the narcissist because they're so charming and take sides and then gang attack or gang go after, right, as a group they mob the person who's trying to get away from it. By it could be things like a bunch of women in a community going to a woman and saying, "Why are you leaving your husband? He's such a wonderful man. Don't you know how much he's hurting?" Right? Sounds innocent enough, sounds like intervention, so to speak, or a community trying to help keep a marriage together. What they don't know is what went on behind closed doors, and they're not going to listen to you because they're flying monkeys and they're believing everything the narcissist has said to them. And so that can leave people feeling really angry and upset and like unvalidated and alone and isolated in groups of people, right? I keep telling my mom that I don't want her to tell me stuff about my dad. She brings him up on accident and it's really triggering. So frustrating, isn't it? When you tell people to stop and they won't. You gotta hold your boundary firm there. Is it Casca? You've gotta if you can hold your boundary firm by repeating, "Mom, I told you I don't wanna hear anything about dad. That's not I'm not interested in that. Let's talk about you. What's going on? How you doing? How's your day been? What'd you do this week?" That kind of thing. Just don't even say, "I told you to stop." Just say, "Oh, yeah? Okay. Oh my gosh, I wanted to ask you," and just think of anything frivolous to ask about. Or have a list of things that you could, like, jump to, right? To just divert and redirect like you would a two-year-old who wants a candy bar when at dinner time, right? So, okay, flying monkeys. So when two toxic let's talk about when flying monkey is another narcissist or another toxic person or another person that really digs the drama and really gets into the negative attention they're also getting. So remember, sometimes let's just take a female narcissist for example. She might have a buddy, a friend, a best friend, another woman that she buddies up with. That other woman might have another personality disorder or also be highly on narcissistic or, more less have less empathy, be more of a cold person, or someone that really, really likes the drama, or such a people pleasing type of person that they are seeking the attention of that narcissist. And the way they get it is through feeding that narcissist information so they can sit and gossip and get nitty gritty dirt on someone else, usually you, right? You and your friend, you and your new partner, you and your children, whatever it is, right? You and your friend, your family, right? So basically it's like two mean girls and when that happens, right? And then those mean or if it's a guy, mean guy, I guess that we don't really have that term, but you know what I mean. Um, and they'll use anything against you and everybody else that they find out, and they cause so much drama, so much trouble. It's unbelievable. It's hard to here's the thing. Who cares, right? Who cares if two mean people are sitting there being mean together? What else are they going to do? That's all they can do is sit there and be mean. Oh, like mean, right? The reason it matters is because of how it leaves you feeling. What if you bump into the narcissist's flying monkey? What if you bump into the flying monkey and they're one of these people? I've had this experience. It's very unpleasant. It's very uncomfortable. You feel thrown under the bus for the situation. It sometimes like, how did I get here? Why did these people invite me? They knew that this was a problem and now I'm triangulated in. You feel humiliated that you are being talked about and there's nothing it's frustrating to have words said about you that you can't defend against and you can and it leaves you feeling like you need to justify and defend yourself. It's infuriating. And so, it's but we have to this is one of those situations I think we have to kind of rise above it. Unfortunately, there's nothing to be done except gray rock the heck out of people and cut them out and don't be near them and don't get them information, as best you can. What are we saying here? My daughter-in-law do this to my ex-husband. Yep. Uh-huh. What is gray rock? Let's talk about it. So gray rock would be, let me give you an example. Um, if a narcissist is uh or anyone, if really if anyone is being toxic to you, if they're gaslighting you, if they are smearing you, if they are oh well like say you're co-parenting with one or parallel parenting really is what it is. Say you are a parent as with a narcissist and they write you and they say something like I don't know what's the matter with you, why you have to do things this way, and you're always so difficult, and I don't know, blah, 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 when all you asked was, what time is pickup? Or what time should I be there? You know, can't you figure it out for yourself? What are you, stupid? Blah, blah, blah. And they go on and on and on, right? Or they say, of course you don't know. You never have your child's interest in mind as much as I do. You know, they do the thing, right? The first instinct would be to say, what are you talking about? I'm always concerned about my child, or I'm always concerned about whatever. Stop. Gray rocket. You say, is there anything in this that I need to answer? They're not asking me anything. They gave me the information. 5 o'clock. That's all I need to know. End of sentence. No more. Right? No more. No more conversation. You gray rocket. Gray rock is being a big, giant, gray, boring rock to the narcissist so that you are not feeding into and playing back and forth with the drama they're trying to create so that they get supply. It ends the supply. It gives them like that much supply instead of a whole room full of supplies. Does that make sense? So anytime you can, so if it's in person and they're gaslighting you and you want to defend yourself and you want to say, what are you talking about? I didn't do that. Or yes, you did. You know, you want to like get into the argument, you stop and you go, okay, all right. Or they, blah, blah, blah. And you say, oh, all right. Yeah, I can see. Okay. And it's not backing down and it's not like, um um it feels to some people like not having their say. Okay, but you got to remember you never have your say because they're always going to flip the script and they're always going to project onto you and manipulate you, so it really just shuts it down. Does that make sense? Okay, good. Got it. I was just going to keep talking to you about it. Good. Thank you. Okay, so flying monkeys. Anyone have other experiences with them? It's awful. What do you do when you feel so let's like okay, we kind of know what they do, right? They're people that go out there, they get information, they take it back to the narcissist. Oh, did you know blah blah blah, right? Or and then that narcissist can do things with that information. They can use it to smear you by creating half truths from the information they've gathered, right? Because they're famous for that. They can twist truth within it, spit it back to the flying monkey, who then takes it to a community of people that smears your name. They can hoover you with the information they've gathered, knowing you're sad and lonely and blah, blah, blah. Oh, narcissist knows now. Ha ha, there's a room to slip in. The time is right, right? For the hoover. They can use it for all kinds of reasons. That's why it matters. Who cares if two people are talking? It really doesn't matter if two toxic people are talking about anything that comes out of their mouth doesn't matter anyway, right? But what matters is when it goes out to the rest of the world, or the Hoover comes at you, or somehow they're using it to verbally come after you, right? So yeah, frustrating. So what can we do, and what is it that we feel? Let's talk about that because we're more important, right? All right. Gray rock is being emotionless in response to them. Yes, it's being boring, right? Not engaging. Disengage is really what gray rock, a simpler way to put it. Okay, so humiliation. People feel the aftermath of a flying monkey is a heck of a lot of humiliation. You trusted that person. You feel embarrassed that you had anything to do with it, that you gave them information. I have done that more than once. I'm like, why did I just feed them all of that info about me that is now going back to someone I don't want having the information about me, and I know it's going there, and there is nothing I can do to stop that train, right? It's anger. It's frustrating that people do things like this, that people are so gossipy and so dramatic and so horrible, right? Upset. You might feel upset. I mean, really upset, crying, upset, scared, anxious, nervous, fearful, depending on how toxic the narcissist is and the types of things you fear from them. Um, they feel like justifying or defending themselves. You can often feel like you just want to be like, "That's not what happened," call them up, or you want to go out and justify. You go into a group of people and you don't know who knows what truth, and so you feel embarrassed, ashamed. Social anxiety sets in. All kinds of things. You've lost trust in people because you don't know who in your community, group, family, friends you can trust anymore. It's a mess. Right? Someone from my ex narcissist circle sent me jokes of a couple of days after we had a fight. Part of me is wondering if he had her do it to see if I blocked her. Yep, I would guess that's probably right. If it's your instinct, you're probably on it. Um, Crystal is saying you feel betrayed when they are family. You absolutely feel betrayed. Feel betrayed when it's a friend, when it's family, when it's um, anyone that's been in your close circle, right? And you are being betrayed. That's the thing. When they do it on accident, it's an accidental betrayal, right? Like it's how do we know what information we get that we're not supposed to share unless the person says don't share, right? But that doesn't make it any easier. And when it's on purpose, it's really angering, right? To have that happen. I've lost both my sisters because I refuse to trust them anymore. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for you. For them, I say, you know what, guys, you should have figured that one out, right? Um, I'm sorry that that has happened though, because it's one of the unfortunate things that we lose a lot of people when we try. The more we gravitate, or the more we find an orbit farther and farther outside of the narcissist circle to then detach from that satellite of the narcissist, we look back and we see all the people that are still circling around them like they're the sun, right? And sometimes we lose a lot of people, and it's really sad for us. And also, that opens up room in your life for new people, new experiences, relaxation, peace, low drama, your own interests. It opens up so many possibilities and potentials, but the act of it happening is very sad and very hard to go through. There's a lot of grief around anything that is to deal with narcissists, right? Um, they also flip it and become angry with for not being willing to accept their yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's right, and when you have toxic people or people that are so wrapped up in the toxic cycle that they can't see that they are being toxic too, there is not really much to do except step out and get safe, right? Step away from it, get safe. If there's someone that you think might be okay, then you can kind of keep the door open, but if you've lost trust, you lost trust, and people don't just get your trust, right? We have to remember that just because we're empathic and we want to feel and connect and be, we can't just trust everyone, right? It's not safe. Ursula, so much grief, but the peace and calm is worth it, isn't it? It is. And when you find yourself, you can see it when you get far enough away, how it literally is like the narcissist is a sun, and there are satellites, and there are planets, and there's like people, right? Orbiting around them, doing their bidding, sucked into the drama. And the only way to be outside of it is to be outside of the entire group of people for the most part. There may be people that are on the fringe that are safe enough to understand they have to keep things separate. There are people with good boundaries who are just like, you know what, I don't care what you label someone. I'm fine with them. I only see them once a year, whatever. You know, I don't need to break a relationship that's not even a relationship because I only see them once a year. Some people can be okay, but for the most part, they have their henchmen, right? They have their harems, and they do the biddings. So okay. Anything else, you guys? I'm keeping this really, really tight today, really short, because I got stuff going here with the kiddos. And anything else you guys want to talk about? Go. Feel free to ask if you ever have a topic you want me to talk about. Let me know. If you're struggling with flying monkeys and you have questions after watching this, go ahead and leave them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer. Um, like I said, the best thing to do is get away from it. Don't trust that people won't give the information. If someone is like a family member or a friend and you believe they're good people, it's worth talking about. It's worth saying, you don't have to tell them why. You don't have to say they're a narcissist and I don't want them having information. People don't understand that. They just don't get it. So maybe the best thing could be something like, you know what, I've been struggling with this breakup or with this whatever. I've been struggling to not talk to my parent or whatever. So I really don't want to talk about them because it's upsetting. I would rather keep this thing here with us today on a positive. Let's find another topic. And people who care about you, who are respectful, who understand boundaries will say, okay, you're right. Or, oh, no problem. Or I'm sorry. Yeah, of course. right? So there can be a way of saying things without having to say what's actually happening because people aren't going to get it. The other problem, though, is a lot of us want to, especially when a smear comes in, we want to pull the people onto our side so that they see the light and see the truth of the narcissist. And I'm here to say that it's rare when that happens. It can happen, sure. There are people who will believe you. There are people who will understand your side. There are people who will say, you know what, I don't know what happened. I'm your friend. I'm their friend. I don't need to mix the two. But there most people aren't gonna get it. It's gonna look to them like when you're this is the problem with a smear, right? When you've been smeared, you start defending yourself, you look defensive, which makes you look guilty. The narcissist has already said to everyone that you're crazy and that you lie and then you make things up because they're protecting themselves before you have a chance to reveal who they are to people. They're keeping their masks tightly secured on their face before you have a chance to reveal them. So sometimes it's better just to step away and find a new circle of friends for a little while until the dust settles and you see who's real and who's not, right? Okay. Anything else you guys need? Let me know, and we'll end here today. If you need anything regarding narcissism, any information, any help, groups, whatever, head over to queenbeing.com. I'm one of the life coaches over there. My name is Lise Colucci, and I have information about coaching and group coaching down below in the main comments of every video. Hit subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and I will see you guys probably tomorrow with Angie, I hope, and then back here later in the week. Talk to you soon. Bye bye. Take care.